Yeah, we're good.
Let's bring it, guys.
Welcome to the Finance Hour, the radio show that empowers Canadians around financial choices. Whether you're looking for advice on a mortgage, the purchase of a car, or you are starting a business, hosts James Plevick and Michael Garrity are here to help. Using a combination of the hosts' own industry experience, special guests, and a call-in for listeners, the Finance Hour is devoted to getting you the information that you need to save your family money. Here they are now, empowering you up and ready to take your...
All right, we are back again. The Finance Hour. Welcome, Toronto, Greater GTA, Barrie, St. Catharines, anybody out there, Peterborough, Hamilton. We know you're listening. I'm James Plevick, host with co-host Michael Garrity. Michael.
Good morning, James.
Welcome into the house.
The house. If this was our house, it would be very small. We've just got a little tiny studio
But
here.
there's so much heat going on in here.
Yeah, all right, good.
Well, I just want to welcome all the listeners. Have your coffee, tea, crumpets, Timbits. You never got to stop having breakfast and listening to the Finance Hour in the morning.
Absolutely.
We're really excited about today's show. Today is really a hands-on, everyday kind of thought process within the household.
Yeah, I love it. And I think, just within the context of the show that we're doing here, we started the new season of the Finance Hour about 2 weeks ago. The first show was on the credit score for all those who missed it. Last week we had a great show on mortgages. A couple of terrific mortgage professionals who are in talking about the mortgage industry. Both of those will be available on podcast at thefinancehour.com for the people who missed either of the last 2 weeks on our show. I can't imagine anybody would have missed those shows because they were so fantastic. But in case you missed them, they are available on audio.
From ratesupermarket.ca, looking for a mortgage, go to that site and you're going to get some great information. And if you're looking for a broker that handles maybe some maybe some not standardized credit. So if you're not having credit that is A credit, which she can do also, but if you have maybe B or C credit, she's the one that's going to help you get some mortgage, and it's Diana Soloway. Yeah, and
great guest on last week's show.
You got it.
Today's show is all about the home improvement industry. The home improvement industry and related finance options, good, bad, and ugly in the home improvements industry. So let me just paint a little bit of a picture of the home improvement industry in Canada.
That is a great painting. Go ahead.
Consistent with my egghead.
You're not an egghead.
Come on, you guys treat me like the egghead around here.
It's a
the
human
information guy. So let's talk a little bit about some of the stats in the home improvement industry. The home improvement industry in Canada is a $48 billion industry. Billion with a B. That's the size of home improvements in Canada.
$50 billion.
$50 billion.
Canada alone.
On average, 50 cents on every dollar spent in the home improvement industry goes into a finance product. Either people putting it on their credit card, carrying month-over-month balances, paying it off over time.
No.
Right?
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. Or people using an actual finance offer offered by a home improvements professional.
Yes.
So $48 billion, half of which is put into finance products. So why are we talking about where we're devoting a whole show today to this notion of home improvement finance? It's because it's really big and it affects lots and lots of households. Some more stats. Can I do some more stats?
Go for it. Right. Those are great stats. People really don't realize how large of a base this is. I mean, we're talking, how many employees does this $50 billion put to work throughout Canada?
Let's talk about 50 billion. 50 billion, 10 years ago, that industry was smaller than 20 billion. So over the last 10 years, it's gone from less than 20 billion up to 50 billion. So something is happening here in Canada that is exploding this industry around home improvement.
Well, we know for a fact, over the last 3 years, I don't have this statistic, you might want to look this up because you're the stat guy.
Yeah, egghead over here.
But no, it's not being an egghead, it's just you're the stat guy. It's different, all right? But that's a compliment.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at this statistic, the last 3 years with these for home improvements, people are attending and which hand in hand with home sales. They're really looking at improving their lifestyle within the home they're in right now. They're fixing the basements. They're putting in rec rooms. They're putting in additions onto their home. They're getting the backyards done a little bit more. In other words, not just the pool, but a pond, maybe a nice landscape there that they can just go out and sit with a pergola and things like that. That is really, really on the upswing with landscapers and things like that. So people are not just looking at, well, let's just move. So the old traditional way, 20 years ago, people, if they wanted to change within their home, they bought another home.
Yeah.
Now, there's
Yep.
so much versatility out there that this boom of renovating your home to make it better. I mean, look at all the home shows.
Well,
I mean,
and I think this is another thing that's driving the growth in this industry. You know, homes on homes, all these shows. I know at the old Garrity household, there is a constant amount of pressure for me
cutting
to be,
the grass.
Right. Well, no, it's not cutting the grass. It's you know, can we
There's a story
repaint?
behind that,
Can we
folks.
repaint the walls in this room? And I'm thinking, didn't we just repaint the walls in this room? You know, like a year ago. Can we improve? You know, some aspect of the house? Can we think about an extension? Can we, you know, consider another improvement? So
New windows.
New windows.
Hey, I need that
absolutely.
basement. I need that basement area to be utilized because I'm tired of having my kids have all their toys up in the family room when we have company. It's just too chaotic. We got to move down into the basement, but it's leaking. You know,
Right.
so we got to fix that first before we can fix it up. All these things. come into
Absolutely.
play.
And so sometimes it's for beautification, right? Improving the value of your home. Sometimes it's for emergencies, right? Where something major happens, something catastrophic, like there's a major leak in your basement, etc. And you have to figure out how you're going to deal with this and how am I going to finance it. So it's interesting because both of those poles, beautification and emergency, are both represented in the guests that we have on the show today. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I do. The first guest we're going to have is the CEO of Atlantic Windows and Doors. It's a manufacturing company that also has a sales division, which is quite unique within the industry. And they've been around for a long time. We have the CEO, Andy Filoposki, is going to be joining us after the break, which is terrific. And on the second part, to really capture the home improvement necessity of it and then moving to that next level, we have the senior sales representative from Clark Basement Systems here in Toronto, and that's Roy Warren, and he'll be here talking about that. And there's a situation that they're working on in Barrie that's very, very intriguing, and we definitely, Roy, we got to get him to talk about that. So there's a lot of great information here we're going to have about windows. We're going to have a deal of the week.
Very exciting. Very
Deal
exciting.
of the week from Andy Filoposki and Atlantic, and you definitely don't want to miss this deal of the week. So if you're going to be looking for windows, the minute he said that, I looked at him because we're in the windows and doors industry, and we go, holy smokes, that's a pretty good deal. So listen up, and you're going to get that feed a little bit later.
So why don't we tell people how to get a hold of us this show? If you've got questions, you want to share stories, you had a terrible home improvement experience,
Yes.
you actually did a terrible home improvements experience, and you're willing to swallow your pride and call us about it and ask us questions on how to do it better, well, what are the call-in numbers?
You got it. So if you're local, 416-870-1050. That's 416-870-1050. Or if you're out of town, it's 1-866-444-8326. We're going to hear from you. Call in. Anything to do with home improvements, whether it's finance or not finance, you just got an issue, whatever you want, we can probably get you some great information to help that. So we're going to go for a quick break. Be right back with the Finance Hour.
So, next week's show.